Hi, everyone. Welcome back. This is part 2 of a 2-part recap. If you're wondering where part 1 was, well, go check in the feed and be sure to subscribe.
So then Michaels is telling us, he's like, he tells us that he came out during the first semester of college and that his dad was accepting, but his mom was like, oh, hell no. And she would use the term gay against him, like speaking down to him. And like she would say things like, you look so gay. Yeah, like fuck off. You still look like you're about to be pushed down the stairs, old woman. All right, you want to keep that shit up?
I know. Why do people say that like that's an insult? Like, I think the bigger insult is say you look so straight. Because have you seen the way straight guys look?
Girl, I'm gay. I say that as the biggest compliment to me would be somebody to say you look so gay. I would be like, thank you so much. I've been working out.
I know. Like I'm worried that I look a little too straight. I'm wearing like a sweatshirt, you know, like like take a look around at your straight men and then see if that's actually a compliment.
Yeah. And so this was such a sad thing. And he was telling this to Lake. And so she's like, oh my God, I love you. And they cry. And he says that losing the connection with his mom made him realize that his friends are his family. And he felt a really amazing bond with TJ until he felt dismissed. And he said that TJ made him feel the way his mom felt, which you guys...
That's a bit too much.
Salties. No, I was crying. I was like, that is so sad. I totally get that. And also, I think it's so amazing for somebody that young to have such emotional maturity. I was like, oh my God.
Yeah.
That he put that together.
Okay. It was a lovely scene. And it was like what he was sharing was like very emotional. But when he said that, like when he puts all of that onto TJ, oh, TJ made me feel like the way my mom made me feel. I feel like that's I think a little unfair. Although to be fair, TJ vacuuming around and going, well, I see you just treaded some dirt into my freshly vacuumed rug. Thanks a lot, Michaels. That is very motherly. So I can understand from that angle. But I think it's a little much I think it's fair to say, TJ, you were just weirding me out. And I liked you, and then you were playing weird games, and I didn't like it. I don't know. I just think it's so much to put like his trauma with his mother onto TJ.
Well, I understand that. I just think that he's saying because of the trauma, because of being dismissed by his mother, that's one of his triggers. So when he feels dismissed by somebody else, it brings him back to that place. You know what I mean?
Okay.
That's how I take it.
I like that framing a little bit.
But I was like... but you know, I'm a big sucker for this stuff because I am a gay who can't talk about his emotions. Like all this stuff that I'm saying about TJ is totally me projecting, obviously. So I get it. Like I really resonate with the stuff that TJ is talking about and stuff like that. And when you're confronted with somebody who's just so emotionally together and can say exactly what they're feeling and exactly why they're feeling it, and they've done all this thinking through, I'm like, please stop talking because I'm only 50. I don't have time to talk about this. Like, I'm still a child. Like, I'm going to need another 30 years before I'm expected to be emotionally mature, sir.
Well, then Michaels also brings in another very interesting dimension to all this. And he says that dating has been really hard because he's like, I'm not your stereotypical white guy, which is all you've dated, TJ. And I'm just going to always feel like I'm never going to be good enough. And TJ's like, that's a little upsetting, to be honest. But Michaels basically is like, you know, it's really hard to be a person of color and gay here in Charleston because most people here are white and they only look at me as exotic. And so he says that essentially people just want to hook up with him, but they don't want to take him home to mom. And that seems like a very real frustration. And that I can also see why he was particularly triggered by TJ, because if TJ is like, I just want to kiss him and then I'm going to run away, that probably adds on to the frustration that Michaels has probably felt in that, hey, I like someone, and once again, like I'm just like an experiment for them or an experience as opposed to like a future.
Yeah. And so TJ says, well, I mean, if you look at all the guys I've dated, I mean, none of them look alike. There's also a lot of closeted bisexual people. So that's why I'm fucked up in the head. And I was like, oh my God. And also that, like every line they say, I'm like, oh my God, I can't believe someone's saying this stuff out loud.
Oh, Ronnie. So then TJ says, growing up in the South and then generation I grew up in, there was like not that many people that were out. So having an openly gay man show interest in me is different, especially because he's like super, super hot. And I don't know what to do with that. And I'm 33 and I want to settle down. I mean, sure, having a vacuum is nice, but you can't really have conversations with a vacuum. That's actually a lie. I have many conversations with my vacuum.
So he's like, yeah, I'm 33 and I want to settle down and I don't want to be anybody's secret. And I think that's another element is 33 and 21 is a pretty huge gap.
It's a big difference.
It's
actually too big of a gap, if you ask me.
I think so. I mean, I think with 21 and 33, it's huge. I dated a guy that was 28 when I was 23, and I swear I wanted to start like buying him iron at the store. I was like, this poor old person. Yeah. I mean, I don't have that much longer left with him. It's the way that you look at things when you're young.
But also, like, Michael's, he really does seem like a very emotionally mature 21-year-old. But the truth is that we've actually met many in our lives, very mature 21-year-olds. But 21-year-olds are still 21-year-olds. Actually, Michael's is 22 now, but they're still 22. And there is like a difference between someone who's 22 and someone who's 33, which is why I'm always shocked when you have like an Al Pacino or anyone who's dating someone who's 22 or 23. Not that there can't be an age gap, but I just think that there's specifically someone at that age, you're still not fully baked. And so I don't know how people do that. I don't know how people get into those relationships because, like, what are you talking
when
about?
you find out, tell me. I'd love to test it. So then back to the salon, TJ's like, he's basically telling Michael's like he doesn't know how to express his feelings. And they just have this big moment where they're just so honest and open about kind of their deepest, darkest shit. And then he's like, well, wow, I actually get you now. You know, thank you for sharing that because I got a lot of clarity. And then TJ's like, okay, so, well, we can just remain the same. He goes, so what does that mean? He's like, platonic. And he's like, great. Okay, well, I just wasted that opening up to somebody. That'll happen again in another 30 years. Thanks a lot, bitch.
I think, honestly, TJ, now that you've told me that, I think we should go on a date. Really? To mining adventure where we learn about stats and how we can find out about data in different things. Damn it. Should have let him finish the sentence.
So now we get another song. Try not to go too far, but don't get too close to me. I was like, wow, they actually found a way to get a vacuum into the instrumentation. Instrumentation of this song.
So Maddie enters a music studio, aka someone's bedroom on the third floor of their house, their mom's house. And Maddie's like, this place is dope. I love it. And she meets Devin, and he's just some engineers and producers or whatever. And Maddie,
I like the owner producer who just sits on the couch in his socks, and he's like, all he says to things are dope. Dope.
Yeah. These are two gentlemen who have learned how to use GarageBand. And so Maddie has a new track called Poppin' It.
Dope.
And she has this monologue. And I'm like, I don't know when it's too soon to make certain jokes. I'm just going to hedge on the side of not making jokes yet, but I really want to make a bunch of jokes. But Maddie's saying, meeting DJ James Kennedy last year, it's like changed the game. He's been like such a great mentor.
Yeah, part of music is having timing, and hers is really bad right now.
Yeah, it's not great. Like, oh my god, like DJ James Kennedy, he is kind of like, the way I look at him is kind of like one of the best people of all time. It's like
yeah, especially being like, I want everybody to like download this song and think of me and James Kennedy together. You know, James Kennedy, the king of poppin'.
I want my brand irreversibly meshed with James Kennedy.
Yeah, no, popping it. No. Yeah,
popping it.
Especially, yeah, you're right. Was that your joke about popping it?
No, there were some other jokes I was going to make about some DJ puns that just, I don't think it would. I think I'm just gonna hold off, but man,
we'll come back in 5 years. You know, I'll be like, hey Ben, do you remember that Southern Hospitality recap you were really holding back on James Kennedy?
Because people will be like, that's so, you can't joke about that, Ben. But
well, too late. I just did it. So Maddie confessional. Maddie's like, meeting DJ James Kennedy last year. Oh my God, game changed. I want to be in the studio making my own music and I want to give it 110%. And Grace Lily comes in. She's like, hi, everybody. It's me, Grace Lily, popping in wavy gravy, talking to Jesus on the way here. He said, fish and loves, motherfuckers.
And Maddie basically is like saying that she gave this vocal spot to Grace Lily because she loves Grace Lily's voice, but also Grace Lily hasn't been doing much, doesn't really have any direction since she left Republic. And then we see a flashback to her in her bedroom, and she's just received like one of those neon signs that you can customize. It says wavy baby. She's like, oh, okay, I'm gonna hang it up here. That looks great. Well, another day of work done. Okay. Time to clock out.
So Grace is like, here's the thing. I'm like a serious singer. So I'm going to need a little work on this, y'all, because this is like new to me. It's like new art. So we're just going to need to work on it. Okay. She's like in her little yoga pants and everything. And one of the guys is just like, dope. And so he goes, I want you up on this mic. She's like, okay, you want me up on it? Motherfuckers.
Hold on, I need the lyrics. Can I have the lyrics? Because there's only 4 lines, but she needs the lyrics. And so now here's her singing. She's like, I'll just keep on popping it like there's no stopping it. La 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 la, motherfucker. That was great. One take. Can't believe we
I love that she needs the words, and she has like 5 notes, and she goes la 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 la. La 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 la. And they're like, oh. And Maddie's like, so she may not be hitting the notes, but at least she's not wearing sandals like a man. So
it's just too much. Like, I love the lyrics. I love the meaning, of la 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 la. I love what that means. It's just like, it's a lot. It's like, I think it's like too much lyrics, Maddie. And she's like, there's 4 lines. It's too much.
And two of them are la, 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 la. It's hard.
Too much.
It's hard.
Too much.
You're basically like the Sondheim of our times. So then she's like, yeah, my artistic process in making music is practice in my shower, in my car. I'm not just going to half-ass it. You should have seen me try to hula hoop and hit these notes in the shower. It got ugly, y'all.
It cuts to her going, dropping it, la 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 la. Like, not even singing.
So then Maddie's giving her notes. She's like, give it that energy. Like, I don't give a fuck. I'm just going to keep popping it because I'm like Grace Lily. Like, I literally know Jesus and Bob Marley now. She's like, got it. Yeah, Jesus. You guys helped. You got popping it, Jesus. La, 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 la. Okay, just cut out the Jesus parts and I think we nailed it.
La, 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 la. Could you be loved? That was for you, Bob. Could you be loved? We jamming. La, 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 la.
You guys really helped our vision come to life. Like, we couldn't have done it without you guys, okay? Dope. So then we go to Brad putting on his shirt on the way into work, as it is.
Classic.
And then Maddie on the street trying to get people in. She's like, popcorn, peanuts, Cracker Jacks, fruit cakes. Just kidding, everybody. Oh, hey, happy Father's Day.
And then she's like, Maddie sets up her DJ table outside in the garden. And Joey is like, hey, is there room back here to dance? She's like, yeah, there's a fan back here. It feels nice to finally have a fan, literally. So then inside, TJ and Michaels are both behind the bar. And TJ's like, what's up, dude? That was my platonic way of saying hi. And he's like, yeah, ready to pop off for Daddy Day Club? Meow. Are you flirting with
so
me?
then in the kitchen, they're just making small talk about the signs and stuff like that. And then at the bar, this is where we just see them working all over the restaurant and stuff. Yeah. And Austin is now making drinks and talking to a VIP server, Siobhan. Dun, dun, dun.
And he's like, so where are you from? She's like, Jersey. He's like, oh, you have any roommates? She's like, Molly, she just moved in. And so then Brad's checking with Molly and asking how last night was. And she's like, do you want to know the tea? He's like, yeah, I want to know. Emmy was going around telling a whole table of NFL players that she was single. Brad's like, shut up, for real.
Messy.
Yeah.
Messy ass Molly. So then back to Molly alone now. Siobhan comes up. She's like, hey, rooming for TV. She's like, oh my God, hey, rooming for TV. Yeah, last night was like, I mean, wow, what a night. So basically, this is Siobhan talking. She's like, basically, Emmy starts bragging that she gets a lot of store credit at one of the stores every month. And I just like laughed it off. But then I thought about it and I was like, wait a minute. We started buying dresses for work from that same store recently. So does that mean that she's buying those with store credit and pocketing the money that we send her?
So now, I did a lot of thinking about this. Okay. It sounds, if this is true, if Emmy was running a nefarious money laundering ring through Gwen's and the store credit, if you really think about it, there's nothing wrong. She was given store credit, which has a certain value. Let's say it's a value of $10. And she says, can I have 10? And then she takes $10 from the girls. And then she uses her $10 of store credit to get the dresses. Emmy still has a value of $10 in her account. It's just in the form of money instead of credit. So there's literally nothing wrong with that.
I actually agree with you. Yeah, I actually agree with you that even if that happened, I'm Team Emmy because she didn't steal their money. I mean,
it's like she used her own store credit. So like she got compensated from the girls. Now it'd be one thing if her store credit came with like a 10% discount and she charged the girls fully. But if she's like, it's like, oh my God, Emmy used $10 of her store credit and now took our $10 and pocketed it. It's like, yeah, it's called compensation.
Right. Or if it could be a problem if it was something like we could get dresses at this store for $10, but then the store Emmy's hooked up with is $20. So she made us all spend $20, and then, you know what I mean? So they could have had some kind of bargain, so it's like something like that. But
or if they donated the dresses and she took the money because they donated, but like if she literally used her store credit and then she took the cash from the girls, well, you just want her to use her store credit on you guys for free? No.
Yeah. Yeah. And especially because it's obvious these two girls are coming in like, oh my God, it's finally episode 3 where they're letting us do something. So let's come fucking take on Emmy, you know? I mean, that's clearly what they're doing because they're roommates and they're teaming up, and it goes one scene, the NFL thing, and then the next scene, the dress thing. But all of that said, love these girls. Great work.
So
it's good. A little ham-handed. But
that's
great
what the show's
work.
about.
Yeah, and I just love them. I mean, next year we have to remember to nominate them for best newbie.
Yeah. Where did that expression come from? Ham-handed? Like, this is a little obvious. This is as obvious as you having a ham on your hand. Hey, is your hand
have you
made
ever
of
seen
ham?
my hands? Everybody, look at my hands right now on Crappens on Demand.
Is it
These are ham
ham-fisted
hands.
also?
Yes, look, ham. I'm ham-fisted, ham-handed.
It's the same thing.
I'm watching this Western on Netflix called American Primeval. And I'm realizing how many sayings came from country times. Like, I'm leaving them in the dust. That means like the horse dust coming up from the horses. Or, I mean, there's just so many that I was like, wow, so much of our current culture is based on like old cowboy culture, you know?
Yeah, so I think it literally according to our old friend Google, the term ham-fisted originated sometime in the 1800s when having large, clumsy hands was compared to the look of large hams.
See, sometimes it's very simple. It's just as simple as that.
It grew in popularity. I mean, who did that? Like, nice ham hands. Who was the one who started that? It just caught on.
But I've been called ham hands my whole life, so I understand where that. I knew where that one came from.
It's time for a commercial. It's time for a Crappens commercial.
So Molly is like, so she's getting these dresses for free and then charging you guys to pay her and then profiting off you guys. Well, if Emmy were getting the dresses for free, that would be bad. But they're also saying that she's using her store credit to get the dresses.
Right.
So Siobhan is like, I don't think they're thinking this deeply about it. It just sounds conspiratorial. And so Siobhan's like, I'm pretty confident that's what's happening here.
So Molly's like, well, if you buy something at a discount and then charge someone full price, rude. Okay, but is that what's happening? Because now you're adding the discount thing. That wasn't what was told to you, Miss Twisty. And she goes, rude, first of all. And second of all, you shouldn't be profiting off your colleagues. I was like, really? Because literally you guys go into work when you're not working and they profit off of you every time you tip them. So.
Yeah. Oh. So Molly's like... That was good. Molly's like, I really hope that's not true because that's really sketchy. So now we cut to Emmy, who has like a stanchion. I mean, this lady is cracked out right now. The fact that she's walking through the bar with a stanchion on her shoulder. She's like, we need a new stanchion. This one's broken. I broke the stanchion. I broke a stanchion. I tried to sell it to Gwyn's. They wouldn't take it.
She's like, we need a new stanchion right fucking now. God damn it.
It's on my wad. My wad today is we're going to do 30 military presses with a stanchion. And this one's broken. I can't do it.
So then we get a split screen of everybody working. And then Will comes into the bar with his like lips. He's just like, hey, and high fives Molly. And he's like, sorry to disturb you, Molly. She goes, how we feeling? He's like, good. No Stella today? More like a high noon, maybe? I'm getting flirting vibes from Will with Molly, and I don't like it.
I'm getting bored vibes from Will. I feel like Will hates being a lawyer. I feel like he hates the expectation that's been put on him by his father, and he just wants to be back at Republic, living the good life. So Emmy is like, sees Will across the bar, and is like, she just sort of like gives a smile, but she's still like stanchion. She's twirling her stanchion. She's like, come on. She's like doing devil sticks with the stanchion.
She's doing the one arm push up off of a stanchion. So Siobhan is like, Emmy, wanna chat? And she's like, yeah, yeah, especially if we can do it inside. Stanchion free. So they go in and, Brad's like, yeah, Will and I are close, but I think he's done some things wrong. And then we see a flashback to Maddie and Brad gossiping in the back room. And she's like, oh my God, he's come in here multiple times drunk and has talked shit about Emmy to strangers. And Brad's like, yeah, I've had clients come up to me and go, Will was in the bar last night saying not good things about his girlfriend.
Yeah, it just puts me in a weird position as a friend. So then Brad and Will are talking. Brad's like, are you a daddy today? He's like, sugar daddy in training. So now Siobhan and Emmy sit down, and Siobhan is like, so we've always been good, I feel like. But regarding the dresses, when you said that you were getting store credit at Gwyn's, do you profit off us when we send you the money? And Emmy's like, I thought we were going to be talking about stanchions, because you know what I stand? Chins. Oh my God, we're talking about this. And she starts doing this thing with her, starts doing like a little like Terminator thing with her hands. You know, she's like,
she's like, I would never do that. I would literally never do that. And she's like, I volunteered to help Michaels purchase all the VIP service dresses with my credit card like a normal person. And then they came in, and guess what? All the girls love them. Thank you. Thank you.
They put on these dresses at home, not when they walk through the door. That's how much they like them. And I mean, it's like, the girls really think that I would buy the dresses with the credit that I'm gifted and then charge them for it? And Siobhan's like, well, that's what they were thinking. I mean, if I think like someone's fucking me over, then I have a problem.
That's like so fucking shitty. That is like...
Why are you breathing into the stanchion? So Molly's watching, and she's like, I think Emmy was premeditatedly named Emmy because with that performance, she could win an Emmy. Because an Emmy is something that you win when you perform on television. It's an Emmy, a daytime Emmy, or maybe it's a creative arts Emmy. I'm not sure, but there are a lot of ceremonies for the Emmys.
Let me tell you who didn't come up with that. My dad. So
my dad won a Tony, because guess what? His name is Tony.
So then Siobhan's like, yeah, well, the reason why this occurred, and she's one of those girls that like slowly pets her hair like it's a cat that's just like on her shoulder. She's like, the reason this occurred is because we never bought from there before. So I was like, oh, I'm sorry. Are we just too fancy for a Target now? Like,
But this is like such a fucking character call out. Like, though, to think that I would take money from you guys and like charge you guys for it. Like, I'm like. And Siobhan's like, okay, that's good to hear because I don't want to think that about you. I mean, it's like, so
I don't need to fucking order dresses. Michael's asked me to order dresses. Do I even need to order them? No, I did it as a fucking favor.
So Michaels walks up. He's like, what's up? Why are you crying? Did TJ give you a coffee for no reason? I was like, no. They think that I would use my store credit to buy the dresses, charge them for the dresses, and just steal from them. Even though if you really think about it, if I use my store credit and then charge them, that's just a simple compensation. But either way, to be accused of that, like, what the fuck, Michaels?
Well, it's nothing to get emotional about. Excuse me, you were about to have a nervous breakdown over a free coffee last week.
Yes, you were crying at your birthday. So Will comes in. He's like, oh, gross. My girlfriend's crying. And Emmy's like, Michaels, respectfully, I don't want to have any of those responsibilities then anymore. Do not put me on dress duty. Okay, I will go to Dress Barn solely for myself going forward.
So Will comes in. He's like, what's wrong, baby? And she's like, they thought I was using my monthly credit to buy all the new dresses, and then I was charging them. And he goes, and you weren't doing that?
and then she's like, oh. And by the way, Michaels also says, yeah, getting reimbursed and then pocketing the money. The reimbursement, of course you pocket the reimbursement because you just got reimbursed. So then Michaels is like, there's no fucking way that Will just said that. I mean, he's like, Will, no, I'm not going to use the store credit. I am going to only use the store credit on myself. He's like, no, I was just checking that I had all the facts. Ha 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 ha.
I'm a lawyer now, so.
This isn't funny, Will.
What an asshole. This guy's such a fucking asshole. Oh my God. And everyone's in agreement. The whole cast is like, wow, fuck that guy. You know, it's like, this isn't funny, Will. He's like, okay, sorry. This isn't fucking funny. Please stop wiping your eyes with the stanchion. You know, the one good thing you have right now are your looks. Please don't poke your eyes out.
It's a fucking stab at my character. Do you get it? And now Siobhan's like, I'm bored. So Will's like,
she's like, how long do we have to shoot this? This is exhausting.
I have to go return my dress like wins. So Will's like, no, this is the first I've heard any of this. So I don't know what's going on at all, but just let me know how it goes. He just like leaves.
He leaves. And she's like, oh my God, I should not have come in today. Okay, go back to work. She's like, and Siobhan goes, so we're good.
And she's like, oh, fucking Christ, you're fucking kidding me. So she puts on sunglasses and storms off.
And Siobhan's just like, okay. So then we just hear Emmy go, God fucking do it.
So now she goes to the back room and starts to hyperventilate. And she's like, and Michaels comes back and is like, come here. She's like, Michael, I did everything I could to help these girls. I do everything. He's like, I know.
And if they think I can steal, like what? That's what I get for being a good fucking person. I was like, oh my God, yes. The making of Shannon Bedore Part 2. Man.
I know. This is wonderful. They broke Emmy. And so they're all just like,
broke Emmy.
Her voice is echoing through the club, and everyone's just like staring, like, "Oh my God, that's a lot!" And then they show a crow flying away. So then Will doesn't care; he's just drinking his beer. And Emmy's like, "Are you kidding me?" And Michael's is like, "Emmy should like not be having this kind of reaction to something that's like not even true. Like we're at work. Like you need to keep it together. And by the way, you're wearing all white. Why are you crying? You don't want to buy new dresses anymore, so let's not ruin the one you already have.
But it's like I put them before me. They're like my children. You know what? Like, I was having trouble breathing, so I put a stanchion on one of the girls' faces first.
I don't think that's how stanchions work. Whatever. So Will's like, outside, Will's like, Emmy's upset. Like, I don't want to go back there because I don't work here anymore. And Joe's like, yeah, do you want me to check on her? He's like, yeah, you go back there. So he's like, Will's good at consoling people. I mean, Joe is.
So Will's like, yeah, send Joe. He's good at consoling people. So then Brad's like, wow, you've been together for 3 years. Maybe check on your girlfriend.
So Joe finds Emmy and he's like, oh, so people are being mean to you. The fucking girls accuse me. I'm stealing from them. Where's that fucking Cloris Leachman girl? I bet she started all these rumors. Joe's like, no, you would never steal. Never.
It's like, yeah, I would never do that. So they're accusing me of using my store credit and like purchasing the dresses and then pocketing the money. And Brad comes in. He goes, well, is that all they expressed? I mean, is that why you're upset? She's like, yeah. And he goes, well, I heard that Friday night, Emmy was talking to NFL players saying that she's single, and they were passing that on too. She's like, what?
Hey, I'm just a messenger here.
A lawyer's wife?
Me.
Do you think a lawyer's wife would do that?
Okay, if an NFL player, NBA, first of all, and he asked me, did your boyfriend play football or basketball? And I said, my ex-boyfriend played football. What have I done to these girls?
So then Brad's like, I don't know. Tee-hee. And Joe tells us, like, if you didn't do this, like, why the fuck is this such a big deal here? Like, acting this manic over something this small? Something is not right. Which I kind of agree. She's like too much, but I don't know if it's Adderall. I don't know if, it's the cocaine. I don't know what's going on, but something else is at play here.
Well, I think that she's also like definitely getting bad emotional support from Will. Like clearly, like Will.
Oh, well, yeah.
Things are bad there, and she is now putting all her energy into, I think, like working out and like maintaining like this, like everything's fine, everything's fine. So the moment that like illusion breaks, like everything is not fine. Like she's just like, it's like the dam breaks. So Brad's like, he grabs her shoulders and he's like, stop, please, it's gonna be fine. It's just a misunderstanding. It's gonna be fine. No more tears. He's like shaking her, like it's gonna be fine. And so she goes out and she just starts screaming outside. She's like, so now I'm single. What the fuck did I miss? And Michael's like, okay, I didn't even know about that. Like, seriously, where are you getting this from? Are you like suddenly like girl TJ right now while single? She's like, yes, Brad, I am this close. I'm gonna lose it. I'm like, wait, so this does not count as having lost it yet?
Girl, you lost. That train has passed. Okay, the train is out of the station. And Brad's like, you gotta chill. She goes, I have no chill. You know what? I never told a man that I was single. Like, who's the background on my phone? RGB? No, sorry, I was on the wrong background today. I was sorry, I had a moment of girl power. This one.
So what you're literally showing me right now is your flashlight screen. So like until you can show me your wallpaper, I don't think I can really look at your phone anymore because I'm getting blinded.
Will is on the head of my phone. How could you?
So like, okay. And TJ's like, okay, well, you're being a shitty boyfriend. Your girlfriend is inside crying right now. And you're just like, nah, I'm going to let them figure it out. Complete fucking asshole.
So then Emmy is like putting on her sunglasses. She's like, I can't. It's just like a fucking slap in the face. It's a slap in the face. So then outside, Will's just sitting. No, Will's in there looking at her, but then he just starts texting on his phone and ignoring her. She's like, well, I guess I want to clock out then.
Yeah, you should do that. Please go home. So she leaves. And Austin's like, well, this has been an interesting first week at work. Ha 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 ha. And Siobhan's like, welcome. So you would think this is the end of the episode, but actually we now go bouncing around Charleston and we're seeing things, and we see people getting ready, waking up, and guys who are half naked, etc. And there's Brad is texting with Lake and he's like, I missed you at Republic. And she goes, text back, aw, what are you doing right now? Eating in bed. You're in bed. What are you wearing? She's like, LOL, shut up.
So then Molly slow motion enters a restaurant to the tune of "We're living, we're here. Here's a toast to the good nights. Let's have coffee with Molly and Siobhan."
Siobhan comes out of nowhere, never seen it before, and now she gets to have the final scene of the episode. Wow.
Yeah.
She's like, so Siobhan's like, well, Molly, I was going to paint the door tonight. Like, seriously, I had the paint, so I was going to do that and then watch Housewives, which is so meta right now if you think about it. But then you called, and I was like, this sounds better, so guess I'm not painting the door. Great story, Siobhan.
I can see why you're getting the last scene. I can see somebody sitting right next to Andy soon. And so we see that Molly was moving, and Molly's like, yeah, I decided to move in with Siobhan because guess what? I told my dad I'm getting a new roommate. And then we see flashback clips of Brad and Austin helping with the move. And she goes, yeah, thanks for being my go-to date and for not standing me up. Have you ever been stood up? And Siobhan's like, yeah. One time I was leaving my house and then I was like, are you coming? And then he was like, I just sat down to watch I don't even know the movie, but like, let's say it was The Avengers. And I was like, okay, well, why don't you pause it and go to Cocktail Club? Because I'm literally right here. So what about you?
I don't think that's being stood up on. I think stood up, that's just being canceled on. That's like different. Like, so Molly is like, either way, unacceptable. Molly's like, yeah, I've had bad dates that I was on, like, but most of my dates that went poorly are just like hilarious. So, like, it's almost impossible to embarrass me because I think everything's funny. Like, this one guy was like, sorry, I can't make it because I've got to like stay in and paint my door. Like, what sort of loser wants to paint their door? Am I right? Oh, sorry, Siobhan.
She goes, embarrassing? Do you mean like Sunday? She goes, oh my God, speaking of Sunday. And then we go flashback. I'm gonna lose it. And her mascara just running down her face, her Eric and Jane mascara, just like.
Siobhan is like, Molly's like, it's not funny. It's not funny. Oh my God, it's so funny. But so Siobhan's like, something is like deeply going on with her though. Like, I don't know if it's like work stress or like maybe it's her relationship with Will. Care to comment on it?
Well, I'm not a fan of Will, and I don't like the way he talks about people. He's annoying. And Siobhan's like, yeah. Well, I'm sorry, but that relationship is a ticking time bomb. He was basically watching Avengers while she was sobbing in a corner. Like, and he's been saying the most disgusting things I've ever heard a man say about a girl, let alone his girlfriend. Like, she's boring, she's anorexic, she's no fun, her last full meal was fingernails. I mean, just terrible. And then Maddie walks over and was like, is he talking about Emmy? Oh my God. What a fruitcake. He was just hammered.
I'm like disgusted. And have you seen the colors of their doors too? Am I right? Siobhan's like, yeah, he was hammered. I don't care if my boyfriend was on heroin. Molly tells us a man should never be talking about a woman's body. Ever, especially in front of multiple people you work with. Even someone I hated, I would never talk about, much less someone you claim you love. That's crazy.
But does she know? And Siobhan's like, I don't even know if she knows, but like, I feel like she's not going to like be receptive, but I heard it with my own ears. So like, I talk about it with Maddie later, and Maddie was told by Michaels, don't say anything. And so me and Maddie were like not getting involved because like it came from management.
And Molly says, I think Emmy deserves better. You know what Emmy deserves? An Emmy, because she performs. I don't know if you heard me say it earlier. It was really good. I just didn't want to get wasted. So anyway, that's coming from someone who doesn't really care for the Emmy ceremonies. Okay. And I still think she deserves better.
Yeah. Like if your boyfriend's going to your place of work and saying terrible things about you.
I mean, he'd be on Dateline and I'd be watching the episode from prison. And Siobhan's like, really? He got a hosting gig? No, I would have murdered him. Is that why you're in prison? Yes, Siobhan. Oh my God. I brought you into the final scene of the episode. Why are you being like this?
What a show.
Truly. Wow.
What a great show. Great new casting too. I love that they've just kind of expanded the universe, you know? Good job. Good job, people.
Brilliant work. Brilliant work. Well, everyone, that was a fun episode. And that's that. We are going to go talk some Traders Talk. And we'll be back later this week. We got some below deck sailing yacht, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Buy your tickets for the Crappies or come see us on the road elsewhere across the country at watchforcrappies.com. And we will catch you on the next episode. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Watch What Crappens would like to thank its premium sponsors. Ain't no thing like Allison King.
Our way is the Amber way.
It's always automatic with Ashley Auto.
Ashley Savoni, she don't take no baloney.
Put your hands together for Carly Clapp. Catherine DiBernardo has our hardo.
Get on the right foot with Chrissy Offutt. Dana C. Dana Do.
She's not just a Sheila, she's a Daniela. Etchels!
Aaron McNicholas, she don't miss no trickolas. Jamie, she has no last namey. You'll never hide from Heidi Eleanor Jones. I go, you go, we all go for Hugo.
Hava Nagila Weber. Know your worth with Jason Kurth.
We could all learn from Jennifer Kearns.
She's our kind of mess. It's Jennifer Messer.
Sip some scotch with Jessica Trotch.
Knock, knock, knocking on Katie Mannock's door. She's our favorite streamer, Caroline Peacock.
Kristen the Piston Anderson.
Get a bee in your bonnet with Lacey B.
Bringing the funk, it's Leslie Plunkett.
She gets an A from us, it's Lindsay D. Let's give a kisserino to Lisa Lino.
Fresh as a daisy, it's Maisie McHenry.
We love her on the rocks, it's Melissa Cox. Megan Berg. You can't have a burger without the Berg.
This is Livin' with Michelle Vivian.
I love a ya, Olivia Williamson. Tastier than Flanderson, it's Rachel Manderson.
Have a heck of a time with Rebecca. She sure is swell. It's Raquel.
Yes, we canna, it's Savannah.
Cast a spell with Shannon Spellman. The Bay Area Betches. Betches.
And our super premium sponsors.
She's VVIP, it's Amanda V.
Somebody get us 10 cc's of Betsy MD. She's got a leg up. It's Beth Ani.
We're taking the gold with Brenda Silva. Don't get salty with Christine Pepper. Can't have a meal without the Emily Sides.
Nobody holds a candle to Jamie Kendall. We got our wish. It's Jen Plish. She's not harsh. She's Jill Hirsch. She's a little bit loony. Junie. My favorite Murdo, Karen McMurdo. We love him madly. It's Kyle Pod Shadley.
Let's go on a bender with Lauren Fender.
We're ride or die for Lisa Ryder Barron. She's a whiz. It's Liz Sarthy. Always killing it. It's Lola Alkalani.
The incredible edible Matthews sisters.
She eases our woes, it's Melissa St. Rose.
Give him hell, Miss Noel.
Put on a kettle for Rebecca Weddle.
She's the queen bee. It's Sarah Lemke. Shannon, out of a cannon, Anthony. Let's take off with Tamla Plain.
She ain't no shrinking Violet Kuchar. We love you guys.